Sega.
It's Nxt G here. So I picked this up on Black Friday. It was 50% off at Walgreens. So everyone's big talking about the Nintendo Mini and the Super Nintendo Mini, and I was like, well, let's see what the big deal is with this. And I didn't see this selling out like what Nintendo's was selling out. So and the price was right. So I was like, let's try it. So right off the back, the Sega Genesis classic game console, it comes with 81 built-in games. It has 2 controllers, stereo sound, and cartridge slot. So I'm assuming this takes the old school cartridges. We have games like Sonic 2, and some of these games that I don't really know. And if you read here, some cartridges are not compatible due to cartridge conditions or original specifications of the game and cartridge hardware. So I'm assuming this is able to play old school Genesis games if anyone still has them. Again, if you still have the game, you might probably have the console as well, so it wouldn't matter. But at least this allows you to play that if you still have them. So again, right off the back, that's a unique feature. But again, comes with 2 controllers. Let's just look at the back a little bit before we get into it. Alright, so it's got 81 built-in games. I'm just going to pass over them. A lot of these I don't know. Mortal Kombat, of course. 1 and 2 and 3 are here. So again, they're trying to sell you on these. Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic Spinball, I guess. This is what they're working with. So a lot of, I don't know, I didn't grow up with Sega at the time, so I don't know a lot of these titles. Sega and Mortal Kombat are literally everything I know. Everything else I don't. So, let's get started. I'm never super prepared and I forgot I had a little tab, so. Alright, so right off that, open up, we have, of course, instruction manuals. And we have the 2 different controllers. Seems very old school. We have the actual cartridge. I'm wondering if you can actually play games like actual Sega games. You have the other controller, 2 controllers, power adapter. See, this is already something that I see very different compared to the Nintendo one. In the Nintendo one, you get an HDMI. This is this is outdated already. Almost anything has HDMI now. So let me see if you can even put an HDMI. Maybe okay, so the 2 controllers, the game console in the back. So for the power supply, and yeah, so this is really light, by the way. So yeah, there's nothing else besides the controller and the buttons in the front, which you have on and off, and the menu. So right off the bat, I can see why it's not in high demand. I'm gonna see right now. I'm gonna plug it in and maybe get some footage of it. But I can already tell, since it doesn't have HDMI, something tells me that it might not be HD. Now, I have not previously looked into it. Just literally got it off the back. So I think I read something that it probably is in HD. So I can see why, if the games aren't remastered, they're gonna look terrible on the actual TV. So that's not a good sign for this thing. I'll let you guys know. I'll show some footage of how it looks on screen, and then I'll talk about it a little bit after that. So hold on tight. Oh, we're gonna transition. So off the back, I don't know half of these games, and I don't know if my phone is somehow rendering, because I'm looking at this with my eyes, and it looks a whole lot more pixelated than it does on this camera. So I don't know if the camera is helping it out a bit or not, but I am so confused as to, I can see what looks like is Dr. Eggman, and you see it outside of the camera, it just looks weird. But okay, here's some of the games that are on it. Honestly, I don't know any of these. If you see one, okay, I see for something that I recognize, which are Sonic and Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which we're gonna go in and see right now how it looks. Yeah, This is the one that was also on the box, so it might be important. Alright, so these are more games. Chess is a game. Spider, Bomber. If you guys enjoy any of those, good I guess. But okay, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat, these are important games, and Mortal Kombat 3. And about, like, this library is not as impressive as you would think. Like, the only real major titles, I guess, if you know any of these, but I guess the really well-known ones that, and at least in my part, are Sonic and Mortal Kombat. Everything else is just, I don't know. I'm not seeing much of progression. We're gonna see how Sonic performs. I'm gonna go with Sonic 2 because that's the one I knew growing up. So let's see how it looks. If I knew how to click on it. Alright, good. You know, again, it looks really well on footage, and of course, like, I totally understand the, what is it called, the nostalgia factor, but I've seen and I've played, I apologize, I'm playing with one hand, holding the other one, so, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to go through here. I can't jump. Well, who knew? I can play. So again, I give it that. I can see why it's not Sonic. It's like its biggest draw, and so is Mortal Kombat. But again, I think still Super Nintendo and Nintendo are doing a far better job than this could ever do. Yeah, again, on the main screen, nothing here stands out. I guess the other one with Sonic Spinball, again, Sonic and Knuckles. These games I've heard of, but again, I don't think wasting $30 on this. I know that they also have a handheld version of this, which again, I wouldn't recommend. But yeah, I think the better bet would be, I think the drawback here is that none of these games are remastered, and you know, for them not to include an HDMI is really telling that, you know, I think they were just doing a cash grab, like, oh, everyone's capitalizing on this, so let's, you know, let's release these minis, which is basically just them downloading to the console, and you know, they didn't really put the effort to remaster these games. So again, if you're looking into buying this, I don't know, I guess if you're really a fan of these games, go ahead, but in reality, I don't think it's worth the full price, which is $60. I got it at $30, and I'm still saying it might not have been worth the purchase. But you know, to everyone, you know, you might have games that you like growing up. I don't know, a lot of these games were before my time. The only ones I remember growing up was Sonic and Mortal Kombat, and even, yeah, Mortal Kombat. But again, Super Nintendo, they have some really good Mario games, and they have, I played theirs, and you know, having including the HDMI, you know, that is the extra effort when it comes to this, and I think it shows. But again, if you're a fan of any of these, you can get it, but in my recommendation, it's not worth it. Again, thanks guys for watching. I'll see if I can get some more stuff. You know, this I've had since Black Friday, and haven't even opened it. I bought it out of instinct because I saw it there, and you know, I saw the Sonic on the cover, and it was a good deal. Well, I thought it was a good deal at the time because it's 50% off, so I took it. Again, I will probably play this for maybe 30 minutes. I'll play some of the Sonic games, but again, it's not something that I see myself sitting down and playing a long time. It's just, you know, get the feeling and memory of the old school games, and you know, then after you get over it, you move on. But again, guys, thanks for watching. Drop a like if you like anything you see here. Give me recommendations, anything you want to see. Again, I have actually something really cool I want to review, but you know, that's upcoming, and hopefully some of my other stuff gets here so I can do videos on them. Again, subscribe, like, you know, I really appreciate it. Thanks for everything, guys. Thanks again. Bye.